it's a very pertinent question to ask, how do we build back better?
To build back better or whatever.
We have a chance to reset the clock and build back better than before.
To build back better than before.
Remember the terrible damage of COVID as we try to build back from this global pandemic.
Joe Biden calls it Build Back Better.
Build back better.
Building back better.
To do things differently. To build back better.
We're going to build it back better.
And build it back better.
My plan to build back better.
Start taking all the problems that have been created in education and mental health and start to build back in a positive way.
I have launched a booklet called Build Back Better, Britain after coronavirus.
It's about building this country back better.
Growing conspiracy following it. It is called the Great Reset.
An unprecedented opportunity to rethink and reset the ways in which we live.
The great opportunity for reset.
The theory even calls Mr. Biden's campaign slogan, Build Back Better, a front for the conspiracy.
Build back better.
Building back better our economy.
Build back better.
All elements of the Great Reset are fundamental to building the future we need.
This pandemic has provided an opportunity for a reset.
It's a big effort to, some would say, to build back better. We would say to really have a great reset.
Conspiracy.
She didn't hurt anybody, she just wore a sign. Look at... It's kidnapping. That's straight up kidnapping. So what do you think? You gonna build back better?
Dude, yeah, that was just too obviously the most contrived, I guess, new communist motto of what does that even mean? Build back better. Like, where else have you heard that other than some obvious UN communist technocrat?
Well, I mean, I think that's the point, too. It's not just Biden that's using it. It's been going through that whole, like, EU and that whole, crowd for Great Reset, Build Back Better, Klaus Schwab. It's nothing new.
Who are these people? It's got to be sprouting from Council on Foreign Relations, Tavistock, Club of Rome type. But Build Back Better, I mean, do you almost see another 666 connotation there somewhere?
I don't know. It would be interesting to see the gematria on that one. I'm sure somebody's done it, but I do wonder what numbers those add up to.
Well, just looking at the B's, it's almost kind of symbolic, just like World Economic Forum has the sort of sixes going through the circles. You've got the B's, the BBB. Just kind of shaped like that. I mean, it doesn't really mean anything else, so it's kind of like, what else can we make of it? And we know that they play around with things and put weird symbols in plain sight, so I don't know what they think they're doing with this one, but it's obviously contrived, constructed, and something that we don't want to do.
Yeah, no doubt.
Build back better. I mean, would you build back? This is all it really sounds like. Again, is like the kind of order out of chaos, rising phoenix out of the ashes. But yeah, now that it's obviously out in the open, I mean, do you think people are going to go along with the sort of world government now?
I really want to say no, but I don't think it should have gotten this far if people were going to do something about it. That's what's baffling to me is people are allowing this to happen. And I've got some clips coming up that the thing to point out is there are a lot of people around, and they are allowing the police to do this to people, to throw them into the back of vans and just drive them away, you know? I don't know. At a certain point, we're all going to have to stand up and start doing something about it, you know?
Yeah, well, then, of course, you're going to be a white extremist.
Domestic terrorist.
Right, yeah, wrong-thinking Nazi of some sort.
Yeah,
but, that's what we see. Yeah, that's what we see being contrived right before us. And these things are so obviously embellished with the things we see on TV. I mean, are just made for TV, really. Just acting.
Yep.
You see the kind of, like, the guy in the buffalo suit here, and it's just like, I've seen him talking. You've seen the video I sent you. It was actually a Tony Baker video. It was funny. It's like,
yeah.
Now hold up. But yeah, I mean, once you start talking like, oh, Q sent us, patriots hold the line, you know, we're taking orders from the highest levels of military. It's like
oh, okay.
How can anyone yeah, how does anyone think that's for real though? Like, but they're obviously playing with everyone. I mean, you've got these guardrails like QAnon and Alex Jones, and yeah, maybe Jones has done some good, but you know, you've got these just strange pacifiers. Q even looks like a pacifier as well now too.
Yeah, that's true. And I've been thinking that for a while, as far as that's what that is it's just pacifying the ones that would do something because they, you know, whether it be an ex-military type or a patriot or whatever you want to call it, you know, it was almost like, no, you wait, we'll let you know when we need you, hang back, Q's got it, trust the plan. And so that caused a lot of people to be like, oh, okay, well, you know, if the president needs me, then Q will let us know, like, now's the time. And it just, you know, now nothing happened. We're 2 days away from old Creepy Joe getting into office. And I've heard of virtual inauguration. Is that right? Is that what you've heard?
I believe so. I mean, they've used the COVID as really the excuse for all of their tyrannical, mischievous scandals lately.
Right.
And so, yeah, what's another? I mean, they're going to be able to vote by proxy as well.
Oh, they were already doing that with the impeachment.
Oh, yeah. Yep, and just about anything else, they can sort of bend their will because of COVID. Now they can sort of impose whatever new nonsense they want.
Yep. It's almost like a medical martial law. Like whatever the doctors say, that's the new mandate that's going in.
Yeah, well, yeah, Patriots hold the line. We've got to let them mandate the vaccine of the beast so we can prove they're evil, says Q. Yeah, no. But, I mean, now's the time. Like, we'll really see, like, what are these people going to say if and when nothing happens? Because this is Q's last chance here. Let's see.
Yeah, and
maybe we could be wrong in 2 days' time, but...
I was talking about that earlier, though, that, like... we had the election and then it was like, oh, well, no, now we got to wait till December, whatever, for the Electoral College to vote. And then it's like, oh, well, no, now we got to wait for the 6th for them to count it. And then, you know, we know what happened on the 6th. And now it's, oh, we got to wait for inauguration. So I agree with you. I think if nothing happens before or during this inauguration, it's 100% Q's full of shit, which I already think that, but hopefully that shows it to the rest of the people that do listen to it, that he's full of shit, or whatever.
Yeah, maybe it can be the last little pull for those people that are, you know, maybe they're conservative or Republican, but they should just be anarchists instead. Maybe this will be that final straw in the back that it's like, yep, okay, government's a farce. Even Trump scammed us, scammed everyone here. Basically sold out his supporters to the agenda of the police state. I remember him saying, if you rioted, I mean, okay, so before he says, yeah, everyone down there at the 6th, like, let's show them. Then what was it, day or so, 2-3 days after, saying like, you do not represent me or our movement. Our movement has been about making America great again and supporting law enforcement, expanding the police state basically, and advancing this so-called deep state that he's supposedly been against as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just basically shitting all over the supporters that were there, and it's not all of those people were there to cause the mayhem and to break stuff or to hurt people. The vast majority of them, I think, were there just to try and talk to their representatives, which we know, that it ain't gonna fucking happen. But again, maybe hopefully an eye-opening experience to people, like, oh, okay, no, they're not really representing me. I can't really just go talk to my supposed representative.
Well, and some of these people, I mean, these poor politicians that, we should feel so sorry for, like, oh my goodness, somebody stormed the Capitol, like, nobody was hurt there. And maybe I misspoke on another one. I don't know if there was any real violence from some of these so-called insurrectionists. Maybe there was. Most of what I've seen looked made for TV, police letting people in, and people falling off stuff, people taking a tour of the museum and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
it looked like they should have had beers in their hand.
Right, exactly. Did you hear of any others, like any some of these white terrorists or whatever actually committing violence there? Have you heard anything of that?
Just the mainstream narrative that's what was going on. I've seen a lot of videos of, there's one in particular of I don't know, like a head BLM leader or Antifa leader or something that said, like, we're here to burn this down. So they were already planning on being there and causing some sort of mayhem happening. But I think it is being pushed that they want you to think that it was a bunch of white supremacists, nationalists, whatever you want to put it, that went and did this because of some race reason, and it's honestly not. Like, you can tell by listening to the live videos that were going on there. Now, don't get me wrong, I did see a couple where there are some racist people, walking through saying some shit, but, you're always going to have those nuts coming through. That's not the majority of what the people there believe. At least that's what I got from it.
Right. Well, anything to make the sort of gun-toting white American or the wrong-thinking individualist or Trump supporter, anywhere to make them a sort of virus-spreading terroristic enemy, they're going to roll with that as fast as they can, TV-wise.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Media-wise, yeah. I mean, that's exactly what they're doing with this. And those poor politicians, I mean, yeah, how could they? I mean, they're comparing this to 9/11 now and Pearl Harbor. I don't know if you've heard some of this rhetoric.
Oh, yeah, it's nonsense. Nonsense.
I know. Yeah, I mean, Pearl Harbor, really, like... So these might have been false flags already. I mean, we know a lot about 9/11. Pearl Harbor is a whole nother story, but maybe they're admitting it's all for TV as well.
I didn't think about that, but it could be one of those like little subtle releases that if you're not paying attention, you're going to miss it. But they're comparing this to that. But I mean, even as far as like the 9/11, and we'll just go Pearl Harbor too. People died a lot of people died in both of those instances. Apparently only 5 people died at the Capitol, and I don't know when it went from, at first it was 2 or 3, and then it went to 5. So I don't know what happened to the other ones, and really the only, as far as the mainstream media goes, the only death they really talk about is the cop, the officer. That's the only name I've heard come from the mainstream. Now there was that Ashley something or another, I don't remember her last name, the Patriot or the veteran or whatever that got shot in the Capitol by the Capitol Police or whoever it was storming up those stairs. But they don't talk about that on the media. They just want to talk about the officer that got slain. They don't want to talk about that some officers actually just shot a woman that was trying to climb through a window unarmed.
Well, it's amazing the language they use of like, how these insurrectionists stormed the house of the people. Like, the house of the scumbag politicians is the house of the people.
Yeah.
No, it's the actual people that were invading the house of politicians that have destroyed everyone's livelihood. I mean, how could you not be upset? I left a comment on Instagram somewhere just recently because I think maybe it was Metal Injection was talking about something political with, I guess some dude from Iced Earth was there, if you've seen it.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, unbelievable, right? But yeah, I'd commented on one where it was just like, all right, like enough of it. I mean, because we know everyone needs to unite really against the state, the power structure that be. We know, they know, everybody knows they would have been shitting in the halls of that place if they lost. The left we're talking about.
Oh, absolutely.
They would have just turned that place into a Chazastanian third world's.
Probably set it on fire.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, it'd be a whole different story. We know that's exactly what would happen there. And so we have this, and I mean, the way that they sort of blamed people when it's really the politicians that have plundered everyone's livelihood. They haven't lost a dime. They've enriched themselves, the top 1%, the billionaire class, while using COVIDs to just really infringe on any rights we have left. I mean, how much more freedom of speech do we actually have, if any?
Yeah, very little.
Longer, how much longer can we roll with Second Amendment, Fourth Amendment? I mean, all of these things are just creeping back on us, creeping death. So why should we feel sorry for the politicians? But
we shouldn't. And I saw a lot of that grandstanding when they were talking about, or when they did impeach Trump, I guess I should say, when they were debating it on the House floor, that they were terrified. They were all terrified of, or at least the ones that are against Trump were terrified, talking about like, oh, these terrorists coming into our house and this. Like, no, bro, it's not your house. That's the people's house. Yep. They pay you to be there, and obviously your constituents out there are really fucking pissed off at you.
Yep, those armed insurrectionists, those white terrorists, they actually pay those people's salary.
Yep.
Involuntarily.
And then they've got big tech on their side doing their censoring for them, like Mr. Jack Dorsey.
I mean, this is actual technocratic fascism from the very people that call anything else Nazi fascists.
Yep.
Unbelievable. I mean, they would talk about a free and open internet in any other situation. I mean, and yeah, Republicans are no good, but just imagine if there was censorship of the left.
Oh, it wouldn't happen because the left has taken over. In fact, this video I've got pulled up right now, this is something that Project Veritas put out that I guess an insider, someone that works at Twitter, recorded their, I think it was like a conference call, him, Dorsey, doling out what the plan's going to be for the next several months to all of his employees. So we want to give this a listen and hear what he wants to do to all of us.
QAnon for a full retro, as I said in my note, it is going to take some time. And then the other thing, just to close out a little bit, we are focused on one account right now, but this is going to be much bigger than just one account, and it's going to go on for much longer than just this day, this week, the next few weeks. It's going to go on beyond the inauguration. We have to expect that. We have to be ready for that. So the focus is certainly on this account and how it ties to real world violence, but also we need to think much longer term around how these dynamics play out time. I don't believe this is going away.
Sorry, I don't know why this is skipping so much.
The moves that we're making today around QAnon, for instance.
Oh, there's Q. Watch out, Q's coming for you.
One such example of a much broader approach that we should be looking at and going deeper on. So the team has a lot of work and a lot of focus.
Do you like the heartbeat that they put behind it?
We also need to give them the space.
Makes it real epic.
What's that they put behind it?
There's a heartbeat sound.
The much bigger picture.
Oh,
because it is not going away. The U.S. is
yeah. So basically, Orange Mad bad, and anyone that thinks anything like that bad.
Yeah, that's kind of what they're saying. Go and check it out. The Project Veritas, they're back up. You can find them on Telegram, is where I usually get the stuff from. While that's still up anyway. But yeah, this one got a little choppy there. But if you want to go through the whole thing, you can. But that's what he's saying. It starts with the president, but it's not ending with the president. Anyone that is talking about any sort of descending views to where we are now is what the left is saying, then they're just going to censor you. Because, and I can't remember the Indian chick that was on Rogan with Jack, the head of their, God, I can't remember what her name is. Anyway, she was on there talking about how we just need to silence any sort of disinformation, as opposed to, it's up to them what disinformation is, obviously, but we need to stop that because we've seen in other countries that when there is false information put out, that it causes violence and turmoil and all that. So they're trying to be the policemen of the world and make sure that nobody ever has a disagreement and everybody just believes what's being pumped through because they can't hear anything else.
Well, they're acting like information is the real virus, or misinformation spreads like a virus. That's how, again, they use the COVIDs to just go after any freedom, really, freedom of speech. Really, the most important. I mean, that's the first sort of amendment for a reason, because that's the bedrock of any dissent. I mean, we don't have the First Amendment to talk about things like the weather or like what we ate for breakfast. It is actually to speak of dissent.
Look what the officers do.
Controversy. And
no, it is.
Yeah, but yeah, and not that we even need a constitution. I mean, that's a natural inherent right, is freedom of speech. Any
100%.
prosperous nation, yeah, any place worth living, any life worth living involves freedom of speech, a right to defend oneself, a right to be different. But no, this sort of commie virus that they have going on, I mean, that's what it really is. Communism is maybe not the best term for it, because it's more of it maybe even worse. It's more of an upgraded technocratic sort of thing now.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, they're using it as a sort of collectivist way to groupthink. Everyone's in a herd, you're part of the hive mind now. You're no individual. You don't have a face anymore. You don't have a voice. We're cutting off communication with the mask. We're censoring you. I mean, it's all sort of correspondent with itself. Censoring of the face, censoring online. And just put us all into some sort of weird groupthink where individuality is some kind of crime. Wrongthink is some kind of crime.
Yeah.
I mean, I even heard COVID 1984 hashtag had been blocked off YouTube or Facebook, one of those.
I mean, that's not surprising.
It was YouTube. Yeah, I mean, insane, absolutely insane people. And maybe people would go with it, but it's like, yeah, until they come after you, that's the thing. You may hate what somebody says, but I mean, a threat to free speech anywhere is a threat to free speech everywhere. And you're next. Even if they're censoring what you don't like, they're absolutely coming for you next.
Oh, absolutely. It's like The whole like, well, first they came for Group A, and then they came for Group B, and then they came for Group C, and then there was nobody around to protect me.
Yep. Even if you believe in absolute control freak communism, you want to throw me in a gulag, I still defend your right to say that.
Yep.
But you have people just happy now. And yeah, QAnon is pretty dumb. There is all kinds of just BS all over the internet. But I mean, that's what discernment is really for. That's what cross verification and analyzing things with, you know, the Trivium process and double checking facts really comes into play, and, you know, looking at motivations behind things and really understanding aspects of mind control, understanding the self and knowing when you're being manipulated or not is most important, because that's what these social engineers are doing. They're just mass manipulating people, and what people need to wake up to is that when they're being lied to and manipulated to.
Yeah, absolutely.
And yeah, and learning how natural law works, learning how the brain works, and understanding, yeah, we don't need authority, always back to that. But and that doesn't matter if it's government or corporations. You know, no one has the right to enslave us and tell us, you know, what we can and can't think, what we can and can't say. And it's ever increasingly obvious, yeah, that they do want to make thoughts an actual crime. Thought crime, 1984.
Yep.
I mean, yeah. What do you think we'll see in the next few days here, though? Too, do you think we'll actually see this whole Biden New World Order build back bullshit go down, or how do you think that's going to get started? Do you think we'll see more dissent, or is it more comedy, or is it more horror here?
You know, I can't really decide on one. You know, I can just look at the options and be like, okay, so I think it is the most likely, honestly, that nothing fucking happens. Because nothing has fucking happened this whole time. So why would it happen then? Okay? I would love to be wrong on that. But I really don't think anything is going to happen. You know, even though they've got big razor wire fences going up around D.C., they've got 26,000 National Guard troops going in there. They just, the U.S. Marshals just deputized 2,000 National Guard troops. I don't know what that means, but I've never heard of that before. So they're,
yeah, it's weird.
It seems like they are planning for something. It's a little weird to me because they knew that there were going to be a shitload of people in the Capitol on the 6th, and yet they did not have this kind of response. But now that everybody has left the Capitol, now all of a sudden they're putting up a bunch of fences with razor wire and having checkpoints and all this shit. Like, I don't understand it.
It's sort of like just priming people for a sort of martial law presence. Maybe this sort of songbird reality is what they want.
100%.
And, you know, they even got these QAnon people or these Trump people saying, you know, martial law, Trump needs to declare martial law. Like, aren't these supposed to be the constitutionalists, like small government people? But
no shit.
Yeah, forget that. But I mean, yeah, the left would love to see the army or the military take people away to gulags, I'm sure. So
yep,
maybe there's no hope there, but not all of them, of course. You know, who knows, dude, anymore. I like to think people are just waking up and getting sick of government, but some people really just want to own the reins of power, own the ring of power, and, you know, don't really care about human freedom, maybe just care about their own freedom. But
sure,
that's the dialectic we need to break, the paradox we need to break through is, yeah, this is all bullshit. And yeah, we don't need any of these tyrants to rule us anymore. And that should be obvious. Hopefully now more so than ever. I mean, I don't know what it's going to take for Democrats to realize that, yeah, these people don't do anything for them. They make, dude, you should see like California, man. You go like Orange County is, you know, that's a bit more American. Yeah, it's a bit more free market. You've got restaurants staying open out there. You got them like figuring out loopholes and shit. Yet you go up to LA and it's just like third world shithole up there.
Just two different worlds, huh?
Yeah, completely. Yeah, it's completely different. And they even have billboards out there. There's all kinds of COVID's 1984 bullshit everywhere. They've already got like the vaccine site going on the traffic out there. I think they're turning Disneyland into some mass vax center. I've seen that.
Oh, fucking fantastic.
Which that's kind of creepy, right? Like we're gonna make Disneyland like a mass vaccination, camp inoculation site.
I mean,
just a bit strange.
Yeah,
Disney,
I guess
though,
repurposing.
I mean, Bohemian Grove member Walt Disney, I guess, but.
Yeah.
But anyway, no, they have billboards out there saying like, if you saw anything at the U.S. Capitol, call this line to report. So yeah, they're incentivizing snitches, or just seeing if anyone has any info. But
yeah, that's what they do. They gotta have their snitches, their people, but that's kind of it. Is like if they have all of the people actually just snitching on each other, then the government doesn't really have to do anything, like their job's done for them. They just wait for the call and then go fucking take them out.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about the government as much as some of your commie Karen neighbors over there.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, what do we got here? This looks like some.
Oh yeah, so this is
actual criminals.
Yeah, let me throw this up on screen for our viewers there. Well, let me take this out just in case. Okay. So this is in Canada. The police just, coming up and helping themselves into somebody's home. Now, I'm going to preface this, the video starts in the middle of this, so we don't really know what's going on. However, I don't see a reason for two cops to be on top of like a 70-year-old man.
Officer's doing to this man. Look at what he's doing.
He just punched him in the face.
Look at what he's doing. Look at what he's doing.
What is this about? Was he not? Was he breaking his COVID quarantine or something?
That's what is assumed, but again, we don't have the beginning of the video.
They're breaking his balcony.
Yeah, I mean, whatever it was.
Yeah, is this really necessary? I mean, and this is his house. This is the old man's house.
Unbelievable.
This is Canada?
Yeah, this is Canada.
I mean, yeah, there we go for socialist.
Look at what they're doing to him.
Police state.
But like, my question is, this guy that's filming, you're not gonna pull him off. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I get it. You're gonna get a charge, but isn't it at a certain point? Isn't it worth it?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's the government here to help. That's what the government here to help and keep you safe looks like, exactly.
Yeah, right. Stop resisting. We're trying to help you.
Yeah, this is for your own safety, is when the government comes to your own front door and punches you in the face. That's exactly what you can expect.
Oh, yeah.
Anytime they're here to help.
You're welcome.
I saw a guy in the UK, maybe you saw it, maybe Berwick played it on Dollar Vigilante, but there was a 92-year-old that was arrested in the UK for not wearing a mask.
Yep, I've heard of that. I got another guy here in Ireland that is not wearing a mask in the supermarket, and we'll see how they treat him. What's she doing?
Yeah, this is a little choppy frame, but it looks like they're being violent terrorists to this poor man.
Yeah, pretty much. At least he's putting up a fight with it,
Right. And what are they gonna do? Shove a mask on his face here?
Yeah, and that's the, like, they're pissed about him not having a mask, but they're gonna get all up in his face, break the 6 feet.
I mean, completely preposterous, unbelievable, arbitrary, nonsensical rules here that just prove the hypocrisy to anyone. It's a damn shame to see, but
The third one I've got is probably the worst that I have seen so far.
Language is the last thing you speak.
So what becomes of this guy? Have you heard any more on it?
No, see, that's what really sucks about it is you don't hear about this on the news, so you have to get these videos off of like Twitter or Telegram or just the raw internet, right? So you don't get any names, you don't get any dates, there's no way to follow up on this, and it's kind of frustrating because I really would like to know after all of this, did he actually get arrested? Did they actually charge him with something, or did they just fuck up his day, cause his kid to cry, and kick him out of a store for no fucking reason?
Yeah,
I don't get it.
I mean, wishing all the best to them there, but that's untold. Maybe they still have bigger protests than us, though. If anything,
They do. I've got if we got time later, I've got several of the protests going on in the Netherlands and Canada and a couple other places too.
I've heard Italy is doing an I am open protest. The restaurants there.
Mm-hmm.
I heard that the police came to a restaurant in Italy and the customers actually escorted the police out.
Yep,
Like,
I've seen that one.
I don't want you here.
Just get out, and they're having a great time just drinking, and they start chanting something in Italian, and they just they just chase the cops out. But right there, it's that easy, people. It's that easy. Just tell them, no, I'm not going to let you do this today. And if you have enough people, if you don't leave these people on their own, the cops will just back off. I've seen enough videos to think that.
Yeah, exactly. Do you think it's very possible that the U.S. is maybe just the most brainwashed in the world?
Yeah, I do think so. I do think so because... And it's put out by the media, not only of America, but also it seems in other countries that Americans are just idiots that aren't going along with it. We've got these crazy spikes in cases, and it's because everybody's not complying with the masks and all this stuff. But it's in reality, it really, when you look at these live raw videos of what's going on, it seems like the United States is the most compliant with all of the lockdowns and the mask wearing and all of the nonsense.
Yeah. Sadly. Yeah, I know we've got the most manufactured division here, and we've got the societal pressure. That's what's really used is the sort of shaming, or people don't want to be maybe not left out. Some people just still deal with that social peer pressure, which is actually easy to break if you just dive in the deep end and just decide to not wear a mask more and more often. Then it's kind of like you get used to doing it more and more. Like you do it one time, challenge yourself to do it, and then any chance you get, just toe the line. It becomes easier and easier.
Mm-hmm. I was standing in the grocery store just looking around at people like, what the fuck? Why? How did this happen so fast? Everybody's just like, yep, I'm going to slap this on my face, wear my face diaper because they told me to, even though you look on the CDC's website at the studies on masks and it shows that it has no greater effect than just covering your mouth when you sneeze or cough. But we got to wear them everywhere, and you're selfish if you don't wear it. Honestly, it's selfish to make someone wear that mask. It's selfish to make someone do something to make you feel better, or for your safety. That's not their job. It's not my job to ensure anyone else's safety but my own. If I choose to, like for my family or something like that, well then, that's great. But honestly, like you don't have to. That's volunteering to do it. That's going above and beyond.
Yeah. Well, I mean, since you have health privilege, it's your fault if someone else is fat, though. So you should maybe be taxed more, or just really look at your privilege or something, because I mean that's where we're at now, really.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, 100% no real science ever been conclusive. And how is it that the science can change where Fascist Fracci initially tells the truth. You know, there's no reason we should be wearing masks. I mean, you might block a droplet. That's exactly what he said. And that's still true. You know, you might.
Right.
And how often do you really get spit on or get your face spit on it? It's rare, thankfully. But
well, and the problem,
I mean,
sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Yeah, no, I mean, we're just faceless cucks, drone NPCs now.
It kills me because more times than not, when somebody has sneezed that is wearing a mask, they will pull the mask down, sneeze, and then put the mask back up. Don't cover it or nothing. Just in the middle of the grocery store, right in the meat section, just pull the mask down and then put the mask back up. I'm like, that, you just defeated any purpose that the mask could have had. That's the whole point, is for when you sneeze or you cough or or even what they say is you're talking moistly. The Prime Minister of Canada said that one. We can't be talking moistly. Like, what the fuck does that even mean? But that's the point. Is like that mask is supposed to cover like those big water droplets that would come out when you sneeze or you cough or, like I said, talk moistly, apparently. But when you take the mask down to talk or to sneeze or do whatever, you're completely defeating the purpose.
Yeah, and if you do sneeze into the mask, now that's dangerous biohazard PPE now. That must be disposed of, like, in a bin immediately.
You would think, yeah. But we've got, like, I've already seen stories of how many masks are being found in the ocean.
Oh, right.
Because they're plastic.
Yeah, we're the environmentalists now.
Yeah, exactly. Like and that's like you said, if we're coughing and sneezing in these masks and it's so contagious and all that, shouldn't they have biohazard trash cans set up everywhere for people to throw their used masks into?
Yep, there 100% should be, and there would be, and I mean, it should be a
concern,
an offense of just dropping your used chin diaper on the street, where anyone could run and a dog could bring that in somebody's house and just kill grandma.
And I'm going to bring this up again. We're a year into this pandemic. They say it's so bad, and yet we do not have mass deaths of homeless people that do not have access to running water. They don't wash their hands. They shit on the side of the street. Yeah, no doubt. Well, I mean, maybe that's because of the coronavirus tyranny, people losing their jobs, losing their businesses, losing their houses, losing their families, getting depressed, falling into drugs. And then, they fucking end up on the street. Yeah, but again, like, we're not, if it was this contagious and you really needed to take all of these precautions for your health, the bums would be dead. They'd all be dead. We'd have piles of them. You wouldn't see any tent cities.
Yeah, Skid Row, Los Angeles. I mean, I've seen Denver Park even now. There's cities out of the homeless now, and thriving cities of unhygienic. I mean, Chazistan, another perfect example of
Chazistan.
Yeah, or whatever the hell that was.
Right. Well, I've got this video pulled up here. It's the third one I've got as far as police just being complete tyrants. And like I said, this is the worst one. And the whole video here is about 5 minutes, 5.5 minutes long. I'm not gonna play the whole thing. I'm gonna skip through it a little bit, but just to show you what this is. And I'll post this video separately too, and put a link in the description anywhere this is posted. But this lady is just out. She has a sign that is, I can't really make out what the sign says, but it is against the COVID nonsense, saying it's tyrannical and we shouldn't do this. It just has facts or whatever on the front of it. And she is out in her allotted time to be out walking around in her bubble, whatever it is. This is in Australia, by the way. But the police do not like what their sign says, and so they decide that they're going to take some action on it.
For public servants, you should be serving the public. You're not serving the public now. You guys took an oath. You took an oath under the constitutional law to defend the public. You're not doing that. I don't know how you guys can go home in honour tonight and try and infringe me with the notice, which I don't consent to, because we're doing nothing wrong. You guys should be here holding the signs with us, defending us.
And we might have the same thing again in case you didn't catch it.
Okay, I'll fix it.
We're acting safely. We're not acting in aggression. So I do not consent to giving my name. There is no name to give. Exactly.
They're trying to get her name is what mainly is going on, and she's refusing to give it because she hasn't done anything wrong.
I'm not under arrest, am I? You are not being detained.
And they're telling her right now she is not under arrest.
Asking for your name because I do believe you're committing an offence. Do you understand that? I'm not committing a crime. I'm being detained. I understand. Am I being detained? No. Thank you. Have a beautiful day. Thank you for. I hope that you're all here supporting and caring for us. Maybe you guys can carry a sign too. I'd love to. Okay. No. I am going to be asking permission to arrest you. Okay. I do not consent.
And we don't see these cops wearing masks either.
Yeah, right.
Have a beautiful day. Thanks. You have to do this. Thanks very much. It is because it's our right.
They're doing their jobs, and look what they have to.
Yeah. I have 3 under 6, and this is what I'm teaching them. I go to sleep with honour at the end of the night, with honour, knowing that I've defended my rights. I'm here fighting for not just myself and my kids, but for your children too. That's right. So, thanks guys. Have a good day. I'm going to keep walking.
Just telling them like, okay, yeah, thanks guys, appreciate it. I'm just going to keep walking here. I'm not doing anything wrong. And now they're putting their hands on her. They're actually going for the arrest.
Can you grab picture, please? Immediately.
Kid's starting to cry.
Why is she under arrest? Why is she under arrest?
Wow. Yep.
It's just clown world, man.
Yeah, this is what the government keeping you safe looks like
yeah.
right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it should be a testament anytime. Yeah, this is the government keeping you safe from wrongthink and the virus of misinformation here.
Yeah. So I'm going to skip ahead a little bit here. It only gets kind of worse as it goes. See, they're trying to get her in the van. She's really putting up a fight. And they've got, what is this, 6 guys around here? And here's something, I'm going to pause this right here. Something I want to point out. These, like, I tried really hard to get multiple camera views of this particular incident, right? And the first time I saw it from a different angle from this, which I finally was able to find, and I'll show it after this. But there's a reason that they took every video except this one offline, and I'll get to that when we get there. But anyway, they're trying to throw her into the back of this van. She still has her kid at this point, I believe, by the way. Yeah, she's still holding her kid, and they're trying to throw her in the back. So now she comes back over to the sidewalk, and they're going to rip the kid out of her hands. And anybody in any other countries, they're saying, oh, well, this is just Australia. They'd never do it here. It's coming. This is a worldwide thing. And this thing, I don't know if you can hear that, but there are people around her saying, like, why are you doing this? She didn't do anything wrong. Why are you arresting her? What is she being arrested for? But now, you're just pushing everybody out of the way. Nothing to see here. Pulling the kid out of her arms and trying to block the camera from seeing what's going on. But look at this. So they got the kid away, and now, so this guy right here, okay? It's either this dude or this dude is the camera angle that I was looking for, and I had to find it embedded in somebody else's video to actually get it. But kid's screaming, they're holding him. This guy looks like he pissed himself. Am I wrong? Like,
yeah, he does actually, huh?
Yeah, I don't know if somebody spilled something, but no, he looks like he pissed himself. But yeah, also, No mask. Okay, so let me, real quick, before we move on from this one, I'm going to throw up the video from the other side, because just pay attention to how ruthless they are with throwing this woman in the back of the van for doing nothing other than trying to spread truth. And even if you disagree with it, it doesn't mean that you are allowed to do this to a woman. Oh wait, sorry. This is not the correct video. That's my bad. Da, da, da. Sorry, technical difficulties here.
Yep, we're going back to Aussie land. This looks like it's back in the USSA what you have.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the next one I got. It's nothing big. They're just, carrying her away, basically.
Yeah, I mean, just order followers, just doing their job.
Is this the one? Nope, that's the same one. Come on. Come on now.
Yeah, all these Aussie police, though, out here, like, they're not, I mean, they're not following lockdown orders. They're not wearing masks.
No, not at all.
It's just, yeah, it's an unbelievable display. I mean, this is our World War III here. This is government versus the people worldwide. And it's all out in the open, obvious. And yeah, you've got government versus, you've got tyrants versus the people. And you've got manufactured proxy civil war they're trying to spark in America as well. When the obvious enemy is tyrants worldwide. Oh,
okay.
What do we have
this?
here?
Yeah. Okay. So this is. I finally found it. Sorry. This is the other guy. That guy I pointed out, looking from behind, that actually shows them throwing her into the van. So they rip the kid away. They're yanking her over. Now look at this. They throw her in. Now watch when they slam this door. They fucking slammed that on her ankle. Her leg was still out the door, and they just slammed it on there. So then resituate, throw her ass back in there. Like, really? What the fuck did she do? There is not, like, she didn't hurt anybody. She just wore a sign. Look at... It's kidnapping. That's straight up kidnapping.
Yep.
Let me see if I can get a point of this.
Criminals.
Like, she's fucking terrified, sitting in the back of this van, and then the door just gets slammed on her. That's not right. It's not right.
No, yeah, you've just got the good order following Nazis. This is the nature of police, though. I mean, thankfully you've got some that maybe won't go full Gestapo, but
I don't know.
I mean, police.
I don't know about that.
I mean, yeah, well, I mean, we really don't. What's interesting is the Orange County police. They've always defied Newsom's orders as well.
That's good.
And not that I'm I support no police, no government. I mean, police, politicians, is basically the same word. But yeah, thankfully, at least some don't go full Gestapo yet.
It's the Blue Line Gang.
Yeah, I mean, amazing mind control dialect, how you could have the right and left just support different variants of the same commie tyrants. I mean, hold the blue line, patriots.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I don't know what's worse even at this point. I mean, I guess sometimes the right is at least anti-mask and anti-lockdown, but how are you going to go support like the order followers and the boot after that? Like,
I don't understand how any of them can feel like they are in the right in doing this. Just open your eyes and stop listening to the orders. You know what I mean?
yeah. Yeah, I mean, hopefully bad karma's coming these people's way. That's all. I mean, they've got to take, if there's the brunt of karma to take, hopefully it's on these Nazi order following cabal here.
I mean, that's the whole point. That's so the people giving them the orders don't take on the karmic duty, or the karmic debt, I should say.
Yeah. So, yeah, and if you're a police and you see this kind of thing, then, yeah, you need to quit, get a real job, and just, yeah, not go along with any of this anymore. Because, yeah, that's it. Yeah, you're an order follower of the tyrannical cabal. I mean, the people that make all the rules for thee, not for me. This is those people, that you're defending.
Mm-hmm. This guy right here, this is just a quick little 9 thing, but this guy's, I want to shake this man's hand.
Thank you for what you're doing.
Nancy.
Hi.
Prison time's coming soon. Be ready. Donald Trump.
Oh, I missed it too. I think I may have seen this before.
Yeah, he said, "Hey Nancy, prison time's coming soon. Hope you're ready." Which, if only, you know what I'm saying?
Right. But
we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, nasty Pelosi, huh? Yeah, somebody's always saying like, just hold out. The big arrests are coming. I mean, how long have we heard this for, though, as well? I mean, even on InfoWars, they're kind of saying the same sort of thing, which I'm not a regular viewer of anymore, but they had some guy on. I watched some Dr. Stephen Baker. He's a good chiropractor. He has good info on things going on and the vaccines, vaccines, I call them.
The vaccines.
But yeah, anyway, yeah, he had some quote. Yeah, he had some link to an InfoWars thing, and it was some old doctor guy saying the same old kind of QAnon crap, whatever it is. Yeah, it's just a couple days, we'll see all the arrests, all nasty Pelosi, Obama.
I mean, we've been waiting now, 4 years for the swamp to be drained?
Yeah. And it never was, really. That's the thing, though, too. Yeah, we were always told to, trust the plan. I mean, so much of his cabinet, too, has just been people that, crony capitalists, more or less. I mean, and, Steve Mnuchin, this guy was just Goldman Sachs, skull and bones. I mean, you have some Rex Tillerson, all these people, Betsy DeVos, all these people had all kinds of crony connections. So, yeah, I mean, the swamp never was really drained. It was just, I don't know, it was just all the 4D chess sham.
Yeah, it was a smokescreen, really.
Yeah, it was just unbelievable. I mean, that it's really this scripted, and then it's really next level just to see, Trump be just like everyone else. Amazing how they really built this sort of WWE. I don't know what else to call it. It's a worldwide wrestling.
Yeah, it's just like the whole world is a stage kind of thing.
Yeah, and how long have these things really been in the works, though? Too, we've been prepped for a sort of Trump presidency for decades. I feel like.
Yeah.
Whether it was him on Oprah, or The Simpsons, I mean, the Trump Last President, Time Machine book, whatever the fuck.
Mm-hmm. Which, I mean, that's another thing. We'll know for sure on Tuesday if that's the case.
Dude. Well, I mean,
Wednesday.
I mean, are they going to be able to give Creepy Joe enough children's blood to stay alive for even this year? Like...
Dude, did you see his, it was one of the speeches, I think it was 3 days ago, when he went on talking about his relief plan or whatever. Dude, when he turned around to walk off stage, it was just a feeble, hobbling old man just shuffling away off stage. Like, there's no way he makes it 4 years. Unless, I mean, getting crazy conspiratorial there that they've got, their clones or whatever. And they're just going to keep propping up some automaton robot dude that looks like Joe on TV. But, I mean, let's not go that far. I think it'd be more along the lines of like a deep fake type of thing, because all of his deals are virtual. It's all online. It's all Zoom calls. All like you don't really see Joe in person.
That's true. Yeah, that is true. Somehow he's sort of been able to make some sentences a bit better, which is strange. Like, I mean, he couldn't complete a sentence a few months ago, but now he's kind of gotten better. I guess maybe they've upgraded the software in his.
Maybe they're just giving him more amphetamines.
Yeah, more amphetamines, maybe more children's blood, whatever he's on.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. But I mean, yeah, this guy is early 1990s Bram Stoker Dracula. Like, that's exactly what he looks like. Like, no way. Is he's got to be older than Trump, right?
He's 78.
He's like, yeah, so he's the new oldest one, right?
To be elected, yes, I believe so. Because I think Trump is also 78. But
I thought Trump was a few years younger, like 74. I could be wrong, but
maybe, I don't know for sure. What I do know though is Fauci is 80, and he's 2 years older than Joe, and he looks like a spring chicken. Besides his wheeze, that wheeze.
Right. That's just the New Yorker that you can trust, Italian. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I mean, that's just the scam they run on people. I mean, yeah, Fauci's a Jesuit, part of the sham world order.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, somebody needs to ask him some real fucking questions too, as well, like exactly what he's got going on with Bill Gates and.
That's not gonna happen.
Moderna. Yeah, that's a whole nother rabbit trail right there. But yeah, I mean, Biden, how long? But we've all sort of seen the memes, though. Kamala Harris. That's the new one I've heard.
Kamala Harris.
Yeah, Kamala Harris. Yeah, just wheelchair off of the cliff sort of thing. Which, man, yeah, that was always the concept of nightmares, like Kamala Harris presidency. Like, God.
Now, do you think, I heard somebody say this today, that maybe they don't even have to get rid of Joe to have a Kamala Harris presidency? He's still just like, the face or whatever. They just prop him up on a board to go say a couple of words, but then behind the scenes, like, he ain't doing jack shit. He's just sitting over in the corner blowing bubbles.
Most likely, I mean, he's obviously been sold out to the UN, League of Nations, CFR.
Well, yeah, that's where he got his Build Back Better slogan.
Right, yeah, build back bullshit.
Build back better for someone else.
I mean, he needs to build his back better with his old ass, I'm sure. But yeah, I mean, yeah, he's obviously completely scripted, told what to do, what to say. I mean, but it just goes to show that the Democrats will just vote for anything. They've gone full establishment. They don't care. They have no principles. They can watch the ones they liked get ripped off like the Batty Burnster, and they'll still just vote as establishment as it gets, as long as it's Democrat. And that's that same thing, that attitude that, well, anything's better than Trump. That's
Are you sure about that?
Same sentiment. Yeah. Well, I mean, that line of thinking is exactly what got Trump elected. I mean, saying that anything's better. I mean, that's how we end up with the shit storm we're in. I mean, we shouldn't vote at all, but this whole, like, God, we've got two terrible candidates, and at least the Democrats are a little better, the Republicans are a little better.
I mean, didn't Trump use that type of thing on, like, what do you have to lose to the black community to vote for him?
Yep. Yeah. What do you have to lose there? I mean,
it was a point.
But yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, but yeah. Now we know. Now everybody knows. Yeah, if Obama wasn't different, if Trump wasn't different, who else? I mean, what else do you need now? Do you think Biden's here to really make Black Lives Matter? Or...
Yeah, especially because he has been in politics for like what, over 40 years, and you think now that he's becoming president, he's going to make it better? Yeah, right. Wake up.
Yeah, it should be an obvious sign to anyone and everyone. And they're coming out fully and saying, yeah, we're doing the great reset, reshit. We're doing the build back better.
Yeah, if you want to see some really terrifying thoughts, subscribe to the World Economic Forum's YouTube channel and listen to some of their conversations. It's truly terrifying.
I do try to. It's so lame too, and these people are the worst people to listen to. And
it's bad. It's real bad.
But
it's the plan. That's kind of the thing, is like they are putting out, and they're saying they're not saying it nefariously. They're just like, this is what's happening. This is how we're going to reset. We're going to restructure all of this stuff against your will, and it's just going to be better because you're not going to own anything in 2030, and you're going to love it.
Yeah, it's amazing the grandiose audacity these people have to say that, yeah, you're not going to own anything and you're going to be happy. We'll probably own almost everything. And...
Well, yeah, that's the question. Like, well, then, so who fucking owns it? Because somebody's going to own it.
Yeah. I mean, unbelievable, though. But, I mean, that'll be some kind of racist privilege or something to have any property or individuality, so...
Yep.
That's just, I mean, we'll see if people go along with it. Something's got to come to a head, though, eventually. I mean, that's why we do this, and I mean, get people to understand. I guess freedom and liberty are radical, dangerous ideas now, but hell, I mean, be a dangerous thought criminal, and you'll make it a lot further, I think.
Yep. Think for yourself. Do your own research. Don't believe the TV.
Yeah, it's so obviously contrived now, but man, people still might go with it. But maybe if you don't know at this point, I don't know if there's. I mean, maybe that we can't force people to wake up. It's.
Well, it's like I think it's the Matrix where they talk about, like, most people aren't ready to wake up, so which makes them the enemy in a way, because again, it's like what we were talking about a few weeks ago, where it's like the people, even like the Q supporters, right? The Q supporters or the Republicans, the right wingers, whatever, those ones that are still buying into the COVID narrative of like, oh, we all need to do our part and wear our masks, get the vaccine, and all that jazz. Like, they're going to be the ones to march everyone else to the trains, because they think they're doing it for everybody's best good, and because that's, but it's because they've still bought into the system. They still believe that the system is there to help all of us, when it's not. It's just there to enrich the people that are in charge of the system and the ones above them.
Yep. I mean, maybe we'll see enough people just turn into zombies or drop like flies with the new COVID's vax here, but dude,
Epoch Times says 55 people have already died from it.
Yep. And that's just the deaths. That article also mentioned all of the allergic reactions. I think it was 1,300 emergency room visits just from the COVID's vaccine.
And that there was the 66-year-old dude in Colorado that went to bed, and then they found him with his eyes half open, foaming at the mouth, which kind of sounds like he had a stroke or something like that. And then the other guy, the doctor, the 56, I think, year old doctor that died from it. I looked up what he died from. I cannot pronounce it all that great. It's a real long term, but what it is it caused a blood disorder to where your blood does not. Sorry, no, it doesn't. Let me rephrase that. It's a blood disorder to where your immune system attacks the platelets in the blood and doesn't allow you to clot. So he just bled out inside, for basically like bruised all over is what it sounded like, and they could not stop the bleeding. But that's it. It's causing an immunoresponse and causing your immune system to attack other parts of your body. So that's not good, though, especially when you've got that mRNA deal going in there and actually changing your genetic makeup on how your cells respond to viruses or whatever, intruders in your body, and it's causing your body to fight against itself. And again, we've got emergency authorization for the vaccine, but that doesn't mean that it's tested. It's still being tested. The trials are still being done right now, which I would argue to say that, they just wanted a bigger trial, so that's why they had the emergency authorization, so they could just do it on, the 10 million people that have already taken it.
Yeah, I mean, isn't that truly fucking amazing, though? The mRNA DNA altering vaccine that we have no long-term effects research of, no data there. And what happens with their immune system when they actually do run into something potentially serious, or, I'm sure they'll call it the new mutated, unmasked fucking mutant COVID.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we've talked about this before, that's their plan. They've already given themselves a scapegoat by saying, we don't know if this is going to make you immune past 2 months. You can still pass it on. Even if you've had it, you still have to wear your mask even if you've had it. So it doesn't do anything is what it sounds like.
Yep, so why would you need to wear a mask still? What is the actual logic or science behind that after you've already been inoculated?
What indeed?
I mean, yeah, there really is. I mean, what could you say? You might still spread it?
Yeah, that's what they're saying, is they can't guarantee that you're not going to continue to spread it. They can't guarantee that you're not still going to feel some symptoms. They can't guarantee that it's going to keep you immune past 2 months.
Right. Well, if I can still spread it, then I absolutely do not need the vaccine then, because I'm not afraid of the COVIDs personally.
No doubt.
If I can still spread it after being inoculated, then there's absolutely no reason. Absolutely no reason at all.
No.
But.
And they've even come out and said this isn't even classified as a vaccine.
I've heard things like that, yeah, because it's not actually putting the virus in the needle.
Mm-hmm. And they had to do a separate, protection clause for the companies because this is not technically a vaccine. I've heard, I don't know if this is true or not, and hopefully somebody can tell us if this is, but I've heard that the RNA, it's actually a cancer. It's designated as a cancer treatment.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm not as informed there, so maybe not an opinion, but...
Send us some information as shgs@protonmail.com if you do know.
Yeah, shgs@protonmail.com.
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Yeah, there's that. I can tell you the airports, dude, are looking science fiction fucking tyrannical. The audacity of these, flight attendants, too, that... Keeping a mask on is mandatory throughout the flight, and you should be respectful of yourself and others. I mean, that's just normal. Some of the videos I've seen, though, they're acting like they're government officials. Some lady was saying, "We are government officials." I don't know if you've seen this.
No, I haven't, but a flight attendant?
Yeah, it was like a flight attendant saying, you will not be able to ride with us ever again, or you will be arrested, she was saying. It was actually on a Berwick video. And flight attendant was trying to act like you will be arrested if you don't keep your mask on. I've heard them say, you will not be able to ride with us again or fly with us again if you don't keep your mask on. And so it's I really think they're going to try to make some kind of passport, but how will people go along with that? That'll be interesting to see, because I don't think people are as excited to get this. Some definitely are, but I mean, even those half asleep, gotta kind of be skeptic if you've got any sort of reason about you, right?
Mm-hmm. I have heard reports on that it's something less than 50% of healthcare workers are actually wanting to get it, and the general population is only a little bit higher than that. So they're definitely not getting the as many volunteers as they wanted. But that's why Joe's talking about re-education for vaccine knowledge or whatever. Try and just convince people and guilt people into doing it.
Yeah, but he says 100 million vaccines in his first 100 days. Like, let's see how that goes.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Whenever they say, like, in my first 100 days, when has a president ever done what they said they were going to do in their first 100 days? I don't know
why they make that. It's, just trying to make the slaves excited, I guess.
Yeah. This is what you can expect.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. But, yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, we're just going full science fiction movie, I guess. Like, hold the line here. Yeah, the real patriots can hold the line here. Start not acquiescing anymore. And I mean, we've just got to be defiant every way possible, toe the line every way possible. And yeah, I mean, not even operate in fear whatsoever. And I think that's the very best we can do. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what goes down. But yeah, no fear.
Nope.
Full steam ahead. Full steam ahead.
Stand up for your rights. Stand up for what you believe in. Don't let anybody push you around. Don't let the police or anyone tell you what you have to do, because they don't have the right to do that. No man has the right to put anything or make you do anything that you do not willingly want to do.
It's amazing people don't even grasp the idea of self-ownership, though. I don't think most people realize that, you do own yourself, you do own your body, and you're not even just this body, where the best way to think of it, like that David Icke video I'd sent to you, how he was saying, like, you're just the infinite consciousness in this temporary experience. And,
right. Well, that's the thing, is like, that's why you do own your body, because you are not your body. You are using this body in this realm, in this dimension that we are in at this point. But you aren't. All of you is not just your body. What inhabits your body, whether you want to call it the soul or consciousness or whatever word you want to put on it, that's you. It's not the body. You own the body, and I that's the best way that I can think of to put it on how you can explain to somebody how they own their body, because then it's like, well, I own myself. But it's like, no, the body is separate from you. At least that's what I kind of feel. You're controlling the body, but the body is not you.
Exactly. I mean, they would have you think the state owns you. Anyone that says, like, that you have to do this, you have to pay us this, or you have to wear this, or, I mean, they're claiming ownership on us, and they have no natural inherent right to claim any ownership. And as sovereign individuals, then we can make our own choices and do as we please, as long as we don't initiate harm, initiate force.
Yep.
But
don't
they
force
would have
anything
us
on
think
anyone
that
else.
They own us. Yeah, they would have us think that we owe our bodies to them or to the groupthink collective. But no, the smallest minority is the individual. That's the best thing I've heard from Ayn Rand. So perfect, though.
Yep.
So, I mean, interesting times ahead, though. Maybe we'll see some exciting things, though. Are you stocking up more on ammo or popcorn in the coming weeks, you think?
I mean, ammo, if you can find it, for sure. But definitely keeping the shelves with the canned food and the dried goods stocked, keeping the deep freezer stocked just in case. Because again, you already see the rationing going back up of 1 or 2 per customer, and this is a topic for another video. But food shortages happening, supply chain shortages happening. It's always good, even if nothing happens. It is always good to have some food, some water, some supplies in your home. So in the case that you are not able to go out to the store, or the stores are out, or there are too many people there, whatever, you don't have to worry about it. You're not freaked out. You know, you got a couple of weeks, a month, a couple months, whatever it is, to kind of weather out and at least get your plan together of what you're going to do next. So don't be caught with your pants down, and get yourself some supplies and whatnot.
Yeah, look into places like the Butcher Box sort of things, not that specific brand. I actually signed up for something just recently that delivers like meat to the door, like monthly or bi-weekly subscriptions.
Nice.
Where it's just like, just stocking the shit up, like, and having that sort of connect where, it's just coming in no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's probably soon enough. I guess everything will just be delivered and we'll all be living in our like Mars FEMA camps or whatever. But
yeah,
at least getting the connections to things like food and the Freedom Cell networks and sort of thing. But definitely have a month, 2 months worth of food.
Maybe that's
savings,
something to go into on the next one on, maybe something about the supply chain, how fragile that can be, and also getting into, like Bill Gates is buying up a whole bunch of farmland. He owns a bunch of companies that are in the fake meat thing, like the Impossible Burger type of thing. I don't know if it's that, but that's his next or his newest investments are in the fake meat, the artificial meat, lab-grown meat. Dr. Bill. Now it's Farmer Bill.
Yeah, unbelievable, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, these people are absolute sick psychos. I don't think anyone likes Bill Gates anymore. Hopefully not, but there are the slaves still.
Yep. Well, I do have I got this video here. If I don't know if you've got anything else to add, or we can wrap it up now. But
yeah, good wrap up time. Yeah.
But I've got this video. This dude. This is back in, I think it's April of 2020. Okay, if you can think back that far, April of 2020, when all of this really just started getting going. This guy interviewed just some random dude on the street, and he kind of lays out what has happened so far. Take a listen.
Don't need a mask. The mask is about compliance, because they know Canadians like to do what they're told. So if they tell you have to wear a mask, next they're going to tell you have to contact trace. Then they're going to tell you have to take the vaccine. And because Canadians like to do what they're told, they're hoping that everyone just complies. And then guess what, kids? Once you take your vaccine, like a dumb person that doesn't know any better, they're going to tell you, sorry, the vaccine isn't as effective as we thought it was going to be. So now you still got to wear your mask, still got to get contact traced, still have all the restrictions and social distancing, and still take your vaccine. And then what did you get out of all of this? You got a whole year where you weren't allowed to travel, your business was closed, they took your rights and freedoms, they forced a vaccine on you, and what happened? The same amount of people died, everything is the exact same, and now they're going to put you back on lockdown and bring it all the way till July of next year so they can do the same thing again. Bring you from July, August, and September, getting you off lockdown, but just to bring you back on lockdown again. If you idiots haven't figured it out yet, it's a perpetual cycle that you never get out of. And it's a way to take your rights, your freedoms, close your business, take your wealth. Why? So you become dependent on government. Why? If you're independent, the government works for you like it's supposed to. If you depend on the government to give you a paycheck to feed your family every month because they closed your business on you, now the government doesn't work for you, the government rules you. So instead of a middle class, we have the government, upper class, and the lower class dependents that rely on the government to survive. In other words, we have a slave class. And that's what they're trying to do. It's that simple. All right, thanks a lot, Chris.
I swear, truer words have never been spoken. And that was in spring or summer of last year. Before the vaccine, before the major shit really started happening. And he just laid it out exactly what is going on right now.
Yeah, I'd say fair point. Excellent point. I mean, just moving the goalpost this entire time, that's clear for anyone to see, but I guess some of these people just want to be slaves that are taken care of and don't care how they go down doing it. But we would urge you to snap out of it and realize, life's much better than being a slave to these psychopaths.
Yes, sir. That is correct.
Yeah, I mean, we could have such a better world here if we do imagine it being free and understanding our rights, freedoms, and morality, and yeah, actually doing good without just being complacent, order following slaves. I mean, we do have the power to make it better. So, yeah, last words for me, really. I mean, anything else to wrap up? Where can they find you? Yeah, yours is Super Heavy Galactic, right?
Yep, SHGS at protonmail.com. Super Heavy Galactic stuff on YouTube or Library, Odyssey. Fuck YouTube. Don't look at it on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, get off of YouTube. Get onto something else because it's better. Library will give you cryptocurrency for watching videos. The buffer, it kind of buffers sometimes, but you can download it to get that. But anyway, that's where you can find all of our stuff.
Word, yeah, awesome. Yeah, check out Unchained Thought Network. I wrote something there. I'll probably upload some more of these videos there as well too. Thought Crime's a cool fan page on Insta, and yeah, search me Isaac Clark on Instagram as well if you'd like to follow stuff. So, word.
Awesome.
I think that's a good rip then, and yeah, we'll catch up then with everyone later.
Peace.
Peace.